As anyone who has ever tried to transport a dirt bike knows, it can be a real hassle. But is it possible to take one on an airplane? In this video we will examine both the legal and practical aspects of transporting your dirt bike by air. Can you take a dirt bike on a plane? The answer to, can you take a dirt bike on a plane, is, yes, you can. But there are some rules and restrictions. This means that the process of taking a dirt bike on an airplane can be complicated and expensive. In most cases, it is necessary to obtain advance approval before bringing your dirt bike on an airplane. This means that you will need to contact the airline before you arrive at the airport in order to obtain special permission for your dirt bike transportation. How much does it cost to take a motorcycle on the plane? Before we get into the specifics of how to take a dirt bike on an airplane, let's first answer the question, how much does it cost? Unfortunately, this can be very hard to point directly because there are so many different factors involved. For example, one factor is whether or not you need advance permission. If you do require advance permission, then there will be additional fees involved. These fees can get fairly high depending upon the airline you are using and how much notice they require. Another major factor is the type of dirt bike you own. If your dirt bike is valuable, then it will cost more than a cheaper dirt bike that has less valuable parts. Also, if the individual airlines require special packing in order to transport your dirt bike, then that will raise the costs as well. One thing to keep in mind is that there are often additional fees involved with international flights. This means that if you plan on taking a dirt bike on a plane and you want to go abroad, be prepared for some major expenses. Here are some estimations. Distance versus price: below 500 miles between $250 and $300, above 500 miles between $300 and $350, 1,000 miles or more around $900, $1,000 over 1,000 miles can cost as much as a plane ticket depending upon the distance involved. This is because airlines do not have special dirt bike transportation services. They usually transfer your dirt bike to a larger cargo plane that will take it the remainder of the way by another form of transportation. What are the restrictions on taking a dirt bike on a plane? There are really only two restrictions when it comes to taking a dirt bike on an airplane. The first is that the cargo compartment has to be large enough to accommodate your dirt bike. This means that you will need to measure your motorcycle before contacting airlines in order to get an accurate idea of whether or not they will allow it. The other restriction is that your dirt bike cannot exceed certain weight limits. The standard weight limit for checked luggage is 100 pounds or 50 pounds if you are transporting a motorcycle as carry-on luggage. However, this can vary depending upon the airline and the type of dirt bike you own. Bikes over 500 cc's are not allowed to be taken on planes in certain countries. Similarly, if the dirt bike is too large to fit in the cargo compartment, then you will not be permitted to take it with you on your flight. How do you transport multiple dirt bikes? Many individuals who have multiple dirt bikes may be wondering how to transport more than one dirt bike at a time. The simple answer is that you cannot take more than one dirt bike on a plane at any given time. If you want to transport a large number of dirt bikes, then your best option is going to be truck or container shipping. This is because there are special cargo ships that only transport motorcycles. In addition, if you do plan on shipping multiple dirt bikes together, then most shippers will be able to give you a package deal. This can save you a substantial amount of money and ensure that your multiple dirt bikes all arrive at the same time and placed safely and securely. What are some tips for successfully transporting a dirt bike? So you have decided to transport your dirt bike. Congratulations! Now the only thing left to do is ensure that your dirt bike actually makes it to its destination in one piece. Here are some important things to keep in mind when shipping your dirt bike. Measure your cargo space before you buy anything. There are two reasons why this is an important step. The first reason is that the size of your dirt bike will determine how much it costs to ship. If you do not have a large enough cargo space for your motorcycle, then you will need to buy a larger one in order to successfully transport it by plane or other means. The second reason is that the size of your dirt bike will determine how much room you have to stow any bags, gear, or other items with it in the cargo space. If you are taking a lot of stuff with you, then this is especially important because one oversized bag can push another bag underneath it and damage your motorcycle in the process. Make sure your dirt bike is properly secured. One of the most important things to keep in mind when taking a motorcycle on an airplane or shipping it by any means is that it should be properly secured. This will not only protect your bike from damage, but also prevent it from becoming a projectile if there are problems with turbulence, sudden stops, etc. There are two types of securing mechanisms: tie-downs and straps. Tie-downs can either be placed behind the rear axle or on the forks depending on how your dirt bike is designed. These will usually involve screwing a hook into the ground and then looping a strap, chain, bungee cord, etc. around it to keep your dirt bike immobile. Strap your motorcycle to whatever is in front of it so that the rear wheel cannot move up or down. This will prevent your dirt bike from tipping over and causing damage when you are transporting it by plane, train, or automobile. My final thoughts. Transporting a dirt bike on a plane is possible as long as you follow a few simple rules. First, make sure you have a proper size cargo space to fit your dirt bike in. Second, measure the dimensions of both the dirt bike and any additional items such as gear before purchasing anything specific. Third, make sure it's properly secured if it can't be boxed inside another piece of luggage. As always, please check your local laws before attempting to travel with your motorcycle on a plane.